Hello, Cappy. How are you?
Hello, welcome aboard. Casey and the Keeper.
Well, thank you, sir.
The last of the great Universal monsters has passed. That's sad. The last of the greats.
The last of a kind.
Yep.
The
One
last of a kind.
Last of a kind. No doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so cool when him and Julie came to our 20th wedding renewal. Kilted Creature got them the jobs in Melbourne to be able to do that convention, and he had hooked them all up. And so they were there for inside the building. They weren't out in the heat with us, but they were inside the building where the panel room was, and they were watching from inside. And so a lot of great memories being with Ricou. He went out of his way a lot for a lot of people, and I know that he has millions and millions of fans, and we're all going to miss him deeply. But we also share one thing in common, that the creature has a heart, and that's the one thing that we've always said, and that's what Kilted Creature tells everybody. It's just like he is the bagpiper of lost loves, and Ricou, he was so much in love with Julie in the movies. It's really something. He really loved just looking at her, and so it was such a great love story.
Yeah,
really
that's right. He was
and,
infatuated with her. That was the whole key to the movie, was that he was infatuated with her.
Exactly.
And it was just
Yes,
an incredible
exactly.
love story, Beauty and Creature, the classic Beauty and the Beast, pretty
Absolutely.
cool story. And it's
Absolutely.
timeless. That's a timeless
Yeah.
classic, no doubt.
Kind of hard to talk about all this, but we love Ricou, and he will always be a part of us no matter what. And the very first con that Kilted Creature met Ricou, Ricou called him brother. He said to him, "Cool, I didn't know I had a brother." And from that point on, they were brothers. They were brothers from that point on.
Yeah.
And so for 10 years, just about 10 years, we've had a wonderful relationship, and with all of them, it's been marvelous. It really has. And
it has. Wow, what a legacy he's going to be leaving behind.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is that as long as people keep watching the original movies and keep supporting the movie, that's what it's all about. I mean, we promised right from the start, that we would always thank Universal Studios for having, the insight to be able to put together the three movies, and to have wonderful actors and actresses playing their parts. And, they gave so much, inspiration to millions of people to be able to do the things that they do. And, Ricou Browning, of all the things that Ricou, he was in so many different projects, when you talk about Sea Hunt, and you talk about Flipper, and you talk about one of my favorite movies that I love too. He directed with Jack Arnold, Hello Down There. That's one of my favorite movies. And every time I talk to Ricou, I'd always talk to him about Hello Down There, and he loved talking about the creature, but he also loved talking about all the other projects that he was involved in, and so, we always had nice long conversations. And so I learned an awful lot. I learned about when his children were younger, and they had all these animals living in the house, and they had a seal that lived in the house, and it would slide from the house into the pool. And I heard about the penguin and,
cool.
All the different animals that lived with him and the kids, and the family. And so, just great stories. And
that is
so,
cool.
but it really he has given so much to the world, so much to the world
He probably
in
had Flipper in
entertainment
his pool.
and well, I'm sure, you know, I mean, there's, you know, when you look at the picture of him being on the dock, when, you know, you've got they're with Flipper and the crew, and he's above and he's giving the commands to Flipper, okay, you know, come up and talk or whatever, and he's the one that's commanding. It's not Sandy and those guys, it's, you know, it's Ricou up on the deck, and he's commanding to the dolphin, you know, and those kinds of pictures I just absolutely adore. I think it's wonderful because it shows him behind the scenes but in the scene, you know, and you know, so there's just so much that we could talk about for days and days about the accomplishments of Ricou Browning. I mean, so, you know, I love him. I'm going to love him forever, and he's always going to be in my heart forever. And, you know, we're very proud to have known, you know, him and Julie and a lot of other people, you know, a lot of other people. And so, you know, I think that there's going to be, you know, a lot of tributes. A lot of people are going to be doing tributes, you know, and
they're pouring in.
It makes me feel good that they're doing it because
everybody's doing them.
Pardon me?
Now. Everybody's doing one. He was well loved within the horror and the, you know, the old film community. Everybody loved Ricou.
Oh yeah.
He was the man.
Well, for right now, you know, I mean, you know, our thoughts and prayers and our love goes out to his family. And he's got a wonderful family, a very supportive family, and we love all of them. And you know, we became close with Renee, as she was on the road with Ricou all the time. You know, and we never did meet Kim, but you know, I believe Kim is the one that did all the embroidery work on all the shirts that Ricou had, where it said Ricou Browning and Add the Creature, was his daughter doing all the embroidery work for those shirts. And so, and then Ricou Jr., you know, he's an underwater diver, and they do an awful lot of stuff, him and his wife, Wendy. And we just love and appreciate all of them, and for all the love that they've shown to all of us, you know. So, but our hearts and our minds and our prayers are with his family.
Absolutely.
And his friends and his fans.
Yeah, it will be well.
And I'm just glad you got to meet him too, Dave. Cappy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to meet him too, Cappy.
It was kind of surreal. I didn't even remember that I met him. It was so kind of surreal, you know. It was a whirlwind that whole day.
There was a lot going on that day.
Yeah, it was an amazing day.
And you know, I also want to put a shout out to the family and the fans of Ginger Stanley, and because it's February is a very hard month. It just seems that it's a very hard month. And but you know, we lost Ginger in February as well, and so we want to tell their, you know, the family and the friends and the fans, you know, for Ginger, that we send our love and our hearts and our prayers are with them too. And so anyway, Kilted Creature is going to go ahead and bagpipe some tunes to all of our fans in the Swamp Stomp and the Crystal Swamp crew and everybody out there. We send our love and our hearts are with all of you too, because we know that it hurts. Well, listen, we're gonna cut it from here, okay? And then he's gonna go outside and bagpipe, okay?
Sounds good.